Hey y'all, Josh here today, aka the world's greatest dad, and I've got some grass to take care of. So we're sitting down here at our baseball field because every good dad should coach baseball at least once in their lives. But I've been at this so long that I've learned a few tricks of the trade when it comes to taking care of a baseball field. More importantly, when it comes to taking care of some grass. Now the machine you see behind me is the Sunjoe, and I picked that thing up about 5 years ago because I got tired of spending money on renting different machines a couple times a year. So we use this machine twice a year. We use it once in the fall, and we use this attachment for it, which is the Scarifier or the aerator. And then we use it once in the spring as well, and that's when we use this attachment, which this is the power rake or the dethatcher. So we're sitting down here and we are at the beginning of June, and man, I've been kind of procrastinating on getting this done. So we're gonna burn a couple hours today and get this thing dethatched. And in the meantime, we'll kind of show you how this thing works and see if it might be a good option for you. Now there's plenty of videos out there to show you how this thing works, so we won't spend too much time on it. But basically it's real simple. It'll come to you like this. It's in a couple pieces. To put it together, all you need is a screwdriver right there, and then you're gonna hand tighten those pieces. Bada bing, bada boom, you gotta put together. A couple different adjustments from low to high, real easy to adjust. It's going to come with your two different options there, and then of course this bag. So depending on what you want to use on this thing, changing this out is super simple. You slide that in there, and then it's simply held down by two bolts, and all you're going to need is a 10mm socket. To get this thing some go juice, all we need is a ton of extension cord. We're going to hook it up right here. We're going to push this button in, pull this, and we're in business. Now, before we put this thing into action, I'd like to point out the 5 different adjustable height settings that it has, depending on how aggressive you want to be. Now, I'm going to keep this thing set at 0, but if you wanted to be super aggressive, then you'd stick it at the -10, or if you didn't want to be aggressive at all, you'd go the +10. The place in between there is either a +5 or a -5. I like the 0 setting, especially since it's kind of late June and I don't want to be too taxing on the grass. But you'll see, even at the 0 setting, we're gonna pull up a lot of thatch. Now to dethatch or power rake some grass simply means that we're gonna remove the old dead grass that's compact down at the bottom. We're gonna lift that up and remove it so we can get more nutrients to the soil and new grass will pop up. As you can see, that brown stuff there at the bottom, that's what we're gonna try to pull out. Just from those 2 15-foot passes that I did with the Sunjoe, I've got about a half a bag of this thatch here. Now you can see how much stuff that actually gets up, and that was with a non-aggressive 0 setting. As you can see, doing a whole baseball field, I got my work cut out for me, and I'm gonna be here for a couple hours. One of my pet peeves with this thing is the fact that the bagger is so small, and I've actually seen some people, they don't even like to use the bagger. They just stick a stick on the back and they let all the thatch blow out the back, and then they'll just rake it up at a later time. Me personally, I've just always stuck with the small bagger. I go for about 40 feet, I dump it, I go for another 40 feet, I dump it again. And man, do I have a mound of this stuff when I am done. So let's go ahead and close this thing out. Now, after owning this thing for 4 or 5 years, I think it's more than paid for itself, considering we save money on dethatching, we save money on aerating, and I've been able to lend it out to some buddies so they've been able to do their yards as well. It's for those reasons that the Sunjoe Dethatcher and Scarifier gets a world's greatest dad's 2 thumbs up. Go out and get you one.